So, after the previous slide, you guys, I'm surely that you guys already know how to difference within the performance assessment and the traditional assessment. So first, in my part, I am going to show you some examples that are described performance assessment and traditional assessment. So first, for performance assessment, we got assignments, conduct an experiments, doing some research and designing the project. While for the traditional assessment that differ from the performance assessment is quizzes, fill in the blank, match question, and also true or false statement. So next, the next example that differentiate between the performance assessment and the traditional assessment is for performance assessment we got simulation, and for traditional assessment, which is the opposite of the simulation, is oral exam. So for simulation, for example, it is more to students' application and students' skill throughout the learning session. So for example, like when the class is all about medical urgencies, like medical emergencies, what students need to do is the CPR. So the CPR is the simulation of the lesson that they learn. For the oral exam, students just have to memorize the points or keyword in the lesson, and they just need to answer it verbally. So it is not really trained the students' application and students' understanding in the lesson. Next, for the next example, for the performance assessment and its opposite, which is the traditional assessment, is first the case studies for performance assessment. Why we put case studies and also in a performance assessment is because case studies require students to do some research, especially in law course. Okay, so the student need to do some research, and also they are going to elaborate and also define and also determine the final decision for the case. And also for the opposite of the performance assessment in case studies is worksheets. Okay, worksheet we classify it as a traditional assessment because it is just a simple math equation, solving math problems. It can also be grammar exercises and also fill in the blanks based on the students reading from the passage given. Next, for the next example that differentiate whether the performance assessment and the traditional assessment is first, for the performance assessment we got also presentation, and this is very common, and obviously it is a performance assessment because it requires students to talk, to do a research, and also explaining, elaborate their research in front of the class. And also besides just giving a speech, giving a talk, mock trials, do some debates also classify in the presentation in the performance assessment, because all of the skills require a critical thinking and also spontaneously skills for students to talk in front. Next, differentiate the performance assessment point, which is the presentation, is we got spelling test and dictation. Okay, why we classify this in the traditional assessment is because spelling test is just maybe student will randomly speak out the words accurately. It is just more to guess question. For spelling test also, like student just need to identify the error in the passage, also identify the error from the words given. So it is not really required critical thinking for students. This is why we classify this in the traditional assessment. So last but not least, for the example that differentiate between the performance assessment and the traditional assessment, first for the performance assessment we got the last example, which is the collaborative task, and for the traditional assessment we got standardized testing or standardized exam. Okay, so for collaborative tasks, why I put this in the performance assessment is because required discussion, required debate, required the group projects, and also the explanation that of why they're choosing something or why they are creating the product. For the standardized testing, this is obviously will test students from the a test with fixed formats, and also There are also a summative tests that are provided with large rubrics so that we will evaluate student easily from their scoring marks. That's not just a summative, it also a formative. Formative test is also a traditional assessment because most of the criteria of the formative is just quiz like a previous example that we gave in the traditional assessment. The criteria that we wanted in a student in the criteria for the performance assessment, which is hot, whether they can critical thinking, whether they can observe the project.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Zainal Terauda and I will explain about benefit of performance assessment for both student and teachers. In category deeper learning, student will apply knowledge in real world context, promoting deeper understanding. While for teacher can assess higher order thinking skills like critical thinking and creativity. Personalized learning. Students showcase learning in multiple formats, accommodating diverse learning style, while teacher can assess student learning using varied outputs, ensuring no single test format limits student. Skill development. Student build soft skill like collaboration, problem solving, and time management, while teacher can observe student collaboration and identify area for group supports or intervention. Fair evaluation. Students demonstrate knowledge through diverse tasks, not just tests, while teachers gain more holistic view of student progress and strength. Next, comprehensive evaluation. Benefit for students. Students receive feedback on a range of skill, not just academic knowledge, while teacher teacher assess a broader range of skills like creativity or critical thinking. Improve teaching practice. Students benefit from a tailored instruction and support based on their progress, while teacher adjust lessons to address gaps in student knowledge or skills. Enhance student-teacher relationship. Teacher offer personalized guidance, fostering strong connection, while teacher develop stronger relationship as they support students during hands-on project. And lastly, accountability and professional growth. Students become more accountable for the learning through self-reflection and goal setting, while teacher develop better assessment strategies and stay updated on new educational practice. That's all. Thank you.